Good morning and happy Monday. We are back with another behind the scenes video. Been up since about 4:30, gave ourselves some time to wake up. Now we're getting a little bit of work done. We're in HQ, working on doing some property searches for people, and now we need to do a little bit of video editing. We're gonna get back to normal kind of filming and hopefully posting schedule. So today we have a mix of a dad morning, and then we have the groomer for Sue. So while we're doing the groomer, we're gonna get some work done, and then we should have a bunch of office work to do. So let's get to it. Yeah, we messed up again. So we are now into Tuesday. Yesterday we had the kids half day, and then we had to take Susan to the groomer. So while she was at the groomer, we got some work done in the car, and then we came back, had a little bit of a headache, which kind of knocked us off the day a little bit. I think the expander is just kind of messing with my, my mouth and my head. I've been getting headaches more frequently. Was able to bounce back, and then we got a behind the scenes video posted, finished up a community heartbeat video, and then it was grilling, kids to bed, kind of relax because of the head. So now it's Tuesday, which Tuesdays are normally Dad's day, so we're trying to hang out with the kids and then get a little bit of work done. This evening we have a kind of a bigger film project with Community Heartbeat. We're shooting a video with Skin in Mokina. I'll tell you guys more about that, and you'll see some short videos and then possibly a longer form video coming out with them. So that's exciting. Good morning, happy Wednesday. Yesterday was great. After Dad's Day, we went to a local business for Community Heartbeat, and we did our photo shoot, or I should say our video shoot. We weren't able to get everything that we wanted, which is fine. We got a good chunk of it, so we're gonna set up another time to go back. I made a little teaser for them, and I think it's gonna come out pretty good, so we'll see how that goes. Now we are doing a very quick pump in the basement, and then we are meeting our dear friend Michael for a coffee, and then we have a final walkthrough, closing, and then back to HQ. So let's get to it. It's Thursday. Yesterday was rough. Let me tell you about it. So why was it rough? We were supposed to have a closing yesterday. We also had an issue with the sink where it wasn't draining properly, and they said that they just needed to root out the drain, which they did. So at first I ran the water, it went down, and then something stopped me and said, hey, let's plug this up and fill it up a little higher and see if it goes down. Maybe it was God, I don't know, but I did that, and as I was filling up the sink, the faucet line disconnected itself or busted, or something happened, and now water, instead of coming out of the faucet, is just going directly into the cabinet base. So that was interesting. We had to try to rush and get the water cleaned up so there wasn't bigger damage. There was a couple other minor things, like a window was cracked, needed to be repaired, not a big deal. So we ended up delaying the closing because his really only safest way was to not close. Seller's really stand-up guy. I don't doubt that he would not have taken care of it, but this is a first-time home buyer, and realistically the only safeguard he has was to delay the closing. I think it was the right move, because you don't want to go into the house. Does it stink for everyone? Yes, but I think it was the right move, especially for him. We agreed to something, and this is his only really safeguard, was to have the work completed, and then we close and do another final walkthrough. I do think the seller would have taken care of it and honored his word, but obviously anything could happen, and this is a way to ensure it keeps both parties fair. And does it stink? Yes, but it's gonna get done. He's gonna love the home. The seller's gonna be happy. It's gonna all work out in the end, but it was a little stressful in the morning. Now we're on our way to Mokina. We need to stop at Fleckenstein's Bakery. Michelle and I are helping with that Palmer Ranch garage sale, and we want to see if we can maybe come up with a cool way to get them maybe some donuts the day of, or a little treat that they can get afterward. So we're on our way to Fleckenstein's. Hopefully that goes well. Keep you posted. So Fleckenstein's was kind of a bust. which is kind of what I figured, but it was worth a shot. You know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. The answer is always no if you don't ask. So that's fine. We're just gonna have to readjust plans a little bit, but it's gonna work out. Also just stopped at Home Depot because needed to return a check valve from the little sub pump issue we had the other day. So back to HQ now, get some work done. Today is a big office day push. Time for an office meeting, or a meeting in the office, I should say. Hello, happy Saturday. Where are we at with things? So yesterday we had a meeting in the office, sort of like a coaching mentor thing, just trying to improve business here. That went well. A little scary of some upcoming plans, but that went well. Then we had door knocking with Michelle, also successful. Last week we didn't have that many people. I feel like that opened the door. We had some really great conversations yesterday, and then after that, Sam and I went out for a late birthday celebration for her. We went out to our favorite Indian restaurant, which is the Daisy Exit in Lombard. If you've never checked it out, you need to. Appetizer, chicken 65 is literally amazing. And then we always get the butter chicken and the garlic naan. I think next time, after I talk with the owner, I think I'm gonna get a couple other things, but the butter chicken, chicken 65, and garlic naan, out of this world. Today is Saturday. Bear and I hung out for a little bit. The girls had their first gymnastics lessons. And then I've just been in the office getting some work done. Needed to work on some marketing stuff. We looked up comps and then just submitted an offer. And now it is time to go make some sourdough loaves, the dough. I'm a little bit behind on that, so it should be okay. We'll make it work. And also, my goddaughter and niece are here playing with the girls and Bear, so I'm gonna go hang out with them and my mother for a little bit, and then we'll see where the evening takes us. Have a great day. Hello, happy Monday. It is a good day. We just did our final walkthrough from last week, so our second final walkthrough, because we ran into issues at the last one, which I can go over more, and I may actually make a fully separate video about that. Everything went well for the most part. We had a little issue with the AC. There was an issue with one of the doors. I think the house was hot. It is currently like 91 or 95 degrees out, so I think when we dropped the AC down, it was taking a little while to cool. So buyer left for closing. I stuck around a little bit just to make sure everything was good, locked up. I'm headed to closing now. We should be good. And then this evening we have one, possibly two showings if I can get a last minute showing set. Let's get going. Happy Monday. We're gonna keep this quick because my camera is probably going to die. We had daddy daycare a little bit earlier this morning and then got a good amount of office work done. Now we are leaving Bolingbrook. We just did a home inspection. I wanted to give you a little bit more of an update from the weekend, so I will have to check back in on that. But this past weekend, Michelle and I ran a neighborhood garage sale for Palmer Ranch subdivision in New Lenox. I think it was a huge success. I think the neighbors loved it. They were much appreciated, and it was actually pretty fun. I'm realizing that I kind of enjoy hosting things like the car show and now this garage sale. So, all right, I'll tell you more later. We're behind on filming our behind the scenes videos, so we're gonna end this video right here. Again, I'm not quite sure how this one's gonna flow, but that's okay. We will finally find our rhythm one of these days. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Leave a comment or send me a message. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how they're doing, what you'd like to see, what's missing, what's working. And as always, the Real Estate Shark is your guide to all things real estate, and I look forward to catching you on the next one. See you later.